You're just on this road. There's no one else out there, and you're just stuck at a constant red light. There's no one for miles. And you're like, why am I stuck at these red lights? And then you have the opposite effect is where some days you're going down the road and every light's just green for you. Well, your life can be a series of green lights, but you have to be the one that turns green. You have to be the one that removes the stop signs. Let's go. If you are tired of not feeling fit, tired of just not having to focus, tired of just not having the financial resources or the relationships or the life you want, this is a place to be. I'm Jason Yarusi. This is the Live 100 podcast. And today we're going to talk about a major reason why so many of you don't get what you deserve in life. And it is procrastination. So when I talk about that word, right, you think about it. And right now you're sitting there procrastinating, doing something because there's something in your mind or in your way or just in your belief system that's put you on a pattern that continues to put off what seemingly could just change your life. So let's talk today about some strategies here that you can use to break through procrastination. And first is, you gotta identify the root cause. You gotta think about the trigger, right? If you're thinking about going out there and leaving your job to start a business, right? You could procrastinate doing that even if you don't like your job because of just the fear of the unknown, right? If you want to work out, right? You may put in the way of working out 50 other things to do, right? You might at some part just come and have to organize your closet, right? You do all these crazy things, right? Oh, it's the perfect time to go and organize my refrigerator, right? You can't stop eating poorly, right? You procrastinate on going out there and cooking healthy meals. Why? Because in your mind, it gives the pattern away of just you taking control and taking onus back in yourself, right? So you have to think about the trigger, right? What are the things that are leading to it? Many times we procrastinate on doing something good because we're fearful of what might be said about us or what could become, or potentially you might even be fearful of just what greatness could happen. So I want you to think about these acts, right? Think about these things you want to do. Think about what you want to do. Like if you want to run a marathon today, well, do you go out there and run a marathon? No. So you may procrastinate that or get started running because you're like, I just don't know how I'm going to ever run a marathon. But when you can break through into small actual tasks, things happen. I had a friend, we were training, and he wanted to do a marathon. I was like, listen, I'll do this with you. It was his first marathon. I had done a million of them, right? And it was that part where we were running and he was getting very new to running and he was getting about 3 miles. And at every part he got to the stop sign. He's like, I just always I can't get past the stop sign. And there was something in his mind where if he went past the stop sign, in the trigger in his mind was that he was going to have to finish a marathon. When in fact, the day I was running with him, the first thing we did out there was when we were running, when we got up to that stop sign, I said, hey, listen, let's just run another 200 feet. And all that little change did is it broke through that block. It broke through the barricade that was in his mind that was triggering that negative effect. So what happened? A week later, he calls me up. I was only doing 3 miles and I just did 7 the other day. I was like, well, what happened? He's like, I don't know. I can do 7. Well, yeah, he could always do 7. But in his mind, it was just triggered that when he hit that stop sign, it stopped. And the stop sign is a great metaphor because you think about your life, right? How many stop signs are out just all around you all the time, right? Stop sign here, stop sign there. Like you don't even realize it because it's in your mental psyche, right? There's built-in stop signs all around you stopping you from getting the life you want. Well, what if those stop signs turn into green lights, right? What if they turn into green lights? We've all had that pattern, right? Have you ever driven and you're just on this road, there's no one else out there, and you're just stuck at a constant red light. You're sitting there like, what am I doing? And you go through that one, and then you're stuck in the next one. There's no one for miles. And you're like, why am I stuck in these red lights? And then you have the opposite effect is where some days you're going down the road and every light's just green for you. Well, your life can be a series of green lights, but you have to be the one that turns green. You have to be the one that removes the stop signs. Because if you want to get fit, right? You can't put all these stop signs in place that are keeping you from getting inside the gym. You have to go in there and start. It could be that I feel stupid because I don't know how to do the exercises, or I feel silly because I'm out of shape, or I don't want people to look at me, right? You fill in the blank. There's all these things that you are doing that are putting stop signs up there. Oh, you want to go out there and get involved in real estate, but you have this massive thing that you're going to go out there and be a billionaire or a millionaire or whatever other term word you want to put in for today. So that scares you from making the first dollar. Procrastination is real. We fill our lists. We've never been so busy as we have been today. I bet 99% of you have a list each day that's 20 to 30 things long that you don't even crack. But what I will guarantee is that on that list, you're doing some of the things, but you're doing the easier things. You're not doing the harder things. You're not doing the things that are going to move you forward. Warren Buffett has this great thing. He says, write down 25 goals. And then he says, from there, circle the top 5 goals in your list. And he says, that's all you do is the top 5. You don't do anything else with the other 20. They don't even exist. There's another one here that you take your top 10 items in your list, right? Your top 10 goals. And if I said, okay, I'm a genie, and I can grant you any wish, give you any of these goals on their point, which goal would have the most impact in your life? And you get to circle that goal. And guess what? That's the goal you go after. That's the goal that you go out there and you make an actionable plan to, a bite-sized plan to, and you make it timely. And you make sure you put emphasis on what happens if you don't cross the barrier of getting that goal. It can't always just mean something when it's good. It has to mean something when it fails too. Today's your day to go out there and crush it. Today's your day to take action. Today's your day to be your best self. This is the Live 100 podcast, bringing you your best self. I'm Jason Yarusi. Go down there and give us a rating review. Leave us a note. Let us know how you're doing. Take action today. Get off the shelf. Get the stop signs out of the way. Your goal is now. Let's do this.